Now, Dr. Reddy, if I were to take the dialogue in another direction, now the materialization of vibhuti or holy ash and other small objects such as rings, watches, necklaces by Satya Sai Baba were a source of both fame and controversy. While devotees considered them as signs of divinity, skeptics always saw them as conjuring tricks. How would you put that aspect of Satya Sai Baba in the context of his overall legacy?
The miracles are the expressions of his love for his followers and the devotees and the humanity. Actually, miracles are considered like visiting cards. And if one goes deep, miracles are the part of the divine masters all across. Jesus made the lame walk, the blind see, and manifested so many miracles. Even Prophet Muhammad did the same thing. Miracles are like visiting cards to show there is something beyond science, makes you draw your attention. That is the purpose. And most of these things which he brings about, the watches, the rings, like I have the rings which he materialized, this bracelet which he materialized, all this is given out of his love, like a mother and a father gives out of love to the child. He gives that and works also as a talisman. And also these manifestations of vibhuti and honey and happening all over the world, even after his leaving the physical body, to show the power of divinity is beyond the comprehension of the mind and the intellect. And the reason he says is downplays the miracles himself. Miracles, as I said, are visiting cards, and in his own words, Baba's own words, miracles are like a mosquito and an elephant in his divine mission. But the reason he does these miracles is to attract our attention. But let me tell you the four most important steps. The first step is the miracle, chamatkar we call. Next, it should lead to samskar, transformation. When we are attracted to him, we follow his teachings and we get transformation. This transformation of the character, following the values, how we love everybody, share the things with other people, serve other people. That is the transformation he wants. From the transformation, next it leads to sevas, samskar to paropkar, that means service to human beings. His emphasis is in serving the needy. That is the next stage. And final stage is sakshatkar, that means we get liberated, we get nirvana, we find out who we really are, because that is the ultimate goal, as even Lord Buddha found and Jesus, all the great masters. Ultimately, when we realize our real nature, which is divine nature, then we will be completely happy and joyous and blissful. So this is, people unfortunately don't understand the comprehensive overall aspect of the miracles. These are just like the beginning to attract, but ultimately he wants us to go to those 4 stages to reach the ultimate goal of human life. So it has relevance in its proper perspective. But people sometimes get caught up only in the beginning stage, don't look what is expected.
Well, Dr. Reddy, you are a very successful medical professional and you have involved yourself in the Sri Satya Sai Baba organization for a large number of years now. What has this journey been like for you personally? It
has been a great boon and great blessing for me personally, both at the individual level and my family level and also at the professional level. So in the individual level, it gave me more peace and joy, because after coming in contact, because I had a clarity of the purpose of life. What is the purpose is to know my real nature and share that love I experienced with other people, which gives the joy. At the family level, it gives so much harmony and peace in our family, how to lead a harmonious life. And you all know that at this time in families there is a lot of disharmony. So this showed how there is joy and harmony in the family. And at the professional level, it gives me more joy and satisfaction, because I look medicine not as a business but as an opportunity to serve the patient. Because most of the times now, unfortunately, the field of education and medicine, not only in the Western countries, particularly USA and other countries, became like a business, and people forgot the real purpose why one becomes healthcare professional. So this has given me orientation how the same old medical care I give, I do it with a lot of love and compassion. He says, treat your patient as your own kith and kin. Like somebody comes to me, older people, I treat them like as if I treat my own parents. If somebody is my age, I treat them like my friends. And somebody younger to me, I treat them like my own sons and daughters. So that gives me more satisfaction and joy in addition to leading the professional life. So the orientation has changed.
Okay. Getting back to education, the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, now called Sri Sathya Sai University, is the only college in India to have received an A++ rating by India's National Assessment and Accreditation Council. Can you tell us a bit more about the university as well as other institutions, educational institutions run by the Sri Sathya Sai organization?
As I told you, like the medical institutions were started because of the prayer from his mother to start a little hospital to serve the needy people in the village. Same thing happened, the villagers, to get a basic education, they have to walk a long distance, including Baba himself used to walk long distance to get his basic primary school education. So his mother prayed, why don't we have a school? So he just started a primary school, then they started a secondary school, then there are colleges, now it has become a deemed university. And this university, from the kindergarten to the doctoral level, they had to PhD and there are even research scholars there. The education is completely free of cost, no tuition fees charged at all. The unique thing about it is not only the academic excellence is emphasized, the main emphasis is in the character developments. That is why these graduates who come out of these institutions, whether they are in India or they are overseas, they are given so much respect because in their profession they are not only very intelligent but they practice the human values and incorporate the human values. And inspired by this, so there are institutions, as I said, in India, educational institutions, not only started by him in Puttaparthi, this is another one in Bangalore, but there are other institutions, one for women only, Women's College in Anantapur, and there are many other educational institutions in different parts of India. Not only that, inspired by this, all over the world we have. I want to let you know there are more than 120 countries where Sathya Sai organization's presence is there, and we have more than 2,000 Sathya Sai centers in the world. For example, in your Sri Lanka itself, we have 120 centers, and in Colombo itself, we have 4 centers in Colombo. Here, there are these educational institutions where the emphasis is practice in the human values. We have got about 40 schools in about 27 countries around the world, including Central America, South America, Europe, North America, and Asia. So all these schools, the emphasis is not only the academics, but also about how to practice the human values. And that gives proper orientation for the children, how to be in the society as a good citizens. So we have got the institutions all over the world. Sathya Sai educational institutions we have, and also Sathya Sai institutes of education and Sathya Sai schools. In addition, we have in 81 countries this program, Sathya Sai Education in Human Values program, where they teach these 5 human values, incorporate into the syllabus.
Well, Dr. Reddy, we're nearing the end of our interview, but I don't think the interview will be complete if I don't ask you a medical related question, and this is important, I thought. The number of diabetics in Asia alone has skyrocketed. As a medical professional who is also in touch with spirituality, can you please tell us, can this situation be reversed or its magnitude curtailed? In your opinion, what is the cause for so much of increased suffering? And I'm trying to tie this question now with endocrine dysfunction, which is your area of specialty. What do you think of this situation?
So it is true, as we mentioned, there is a increasing incidence and prevalence of diabetes not only in Asia, but even in Americas and Europe. Unfortunately, in America, even 1 in 3 children also are getting diabetes. Even teenagers are getting diabetes.
Of course.
We call that diabesity, like obesity. People get obese and they get the diabetes. We call diabesity, combined obesity with diabetes. And this particular prevalence, increased incidence of diabetes is due because of our bad lifestyle. People nowadays have sedentary life habits where they sit around the TV, eat junk food, and they have bigger portions. So we call portions distortions. You eat big portions, distortions. Particularly in America, they have a Big Mac, big a bowl of ice cream. Everything is big. The quantity of the food you eat is responsible for the obesity, which in turn leads to this health problem. In addition, the stress factors of the modern life. People, the too much stress makes people hormones change, and that in turn leads to these various cravings and causes the various disturbances like high blood pressure and diabetes. So it is mostly the lifestyle changes. One is the eating habits, another is related habits of life like stress factors. These two are related to these health problems.
Doctor, can being in touch with one's spirituality in fact reverse or delay the ill effects of these medical conditions caused by hormonal imbalances?
Yes, definitely yes. And there are many scientific studies which have shown that the effect of prayer and ideal living has prevented the illnesses and also prevented the progress. There were scientific studies done both in New York Memorial Kettering Institute and in Texas Heart Institutes, which showed that people who do the prayers, who do these spiritual practices, they have much better outcome and results in their illnesses and better improved results. They have successfully showed that.
Well, Dr. Narendranath Reddy, in conclusion to this interview, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of MTV Sports and indeed the Mtvgmsl network for taking the time to speak to us today and share some of your medical wisdom and spiritual insight. Dr. Reddy, it has indeed been an enlightening dialogue. Thank you.
Thank you.